Bentley. Nobody hotter, you know this, cause all of them bogus. You shouldn't tip me. I see my power, feel like I'm 50. I'm a devour, that is a Fendi. I got him sour, still you a.
So y'all, we back in the video, man. Let's get 20, let's get 20, episode 31. Let's get right to it, y'all. Sleep, boy. So we're gonna get the Houston Rockets, y'all. It's sleep because Russell Westbrook is about to take a tough shots, y'all. So sleep, boy. And James Harden. We're on a 30-game win streak, y'all. We're about to be on a 39. We're on a 30-game win streak, y'all. We're about to be on a 31-game winning streak. Sleep, y'all. This is my league, my career, y'all. Playing against the Rockets on their home court.
Get in my zone, baby weak, they ain't taking a throw. Blowed up, had to get in my zone. None of you next to me, this is my specialty.
They about to get blood, so.
Excessively, no one ahead of me, unless we talking to better me. Taking it, no, they ain't letting me. You know my energy.
This is my league, my career.
I got the loudest sound. Don't mean the symphony. Remember they tried to belittle me.
What the? Oh, my bad.
Don't really care if you feeling me. I know that you ain't as ill as me. Changing the game and he opening eyes.
Alright.
I would do it. This ain't a surprise. Work through the hating and telling me lies. Still I've been winning like taking the prize. No friends, I be chilling alone. Don't be hitting my phone. They be fakes, I can see they the clone. Don't need them, did it all on my own. Worked hard, had to get in my zone. Get in my zone. Get in my zone.
Up next, the Rockets. Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season.
Y'all already know what time it is. This is my league, my career.
And from all of us, hey Dave.
Rockets coach.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping
up. I got 10 million votes. 10 million votes, bro. I got 10 million votes.
Well, you look at Prez, the second most votes in the Eastern Conference have gone his way. He'll be a starter for sure.
I got 10 million
and that's
votes.
A byproduct of not just his talent, but of the effort he's put in this season. Nobody works harder than this guy.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. So the Nets starting five. G is out there with Jay. Then there's Smooth. Then there's Prez. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Down for the Rockets. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamo. Doors, what about that dunk?
Doors working, yo. Doors working.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Only one man back on D. Here's Smooth. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic dump.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Well, last season, for sure, Greg, a bit of a journey for DeAndre Jordan as he went from the Mavericks to the Knicks before his free agency. Now he is a part of Brooklyn.
And both KD and Kyrie took pay cuts to get Jordan on board. Still a factor with his size and defense, despite a lackluster year in 2019. Nets are hoping he can find his magic and be a force once again.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Actually, I thought they might be able to sustain that momentum that they picked up in the fourth quarter, but was not meant to be.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And he's good on the three ball.
I think you've got to respect the catch-and-shoot game of Russell Westbrook. He is
Clint Capella.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And the Rockets with possession here. It's a 5-point game.
Hey, boy.
Poke loose. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Yeah, a couple turnovers here early on in the quarter, but he's got to just tighten it up a little bit.
Here's Smooth.
And boy.
Foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Bro, 3-point play, boy. I'm getting the 3 points. The old-fashioned, boy.
that started out very hot and were winning like crazy have now come back to earth. They've cooled a bit. They've leveled out.
I think inevitably over the course of an 82-game season, NBA players will tell you there are always ups and downs and waves of success, and then the tough moments. And the best teams seem to be able to weather all of that. Not get too high when they're playing well, not get too low if they're in the middle of a slump.
Outside Westbrook. Will it go? And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
It's good. 16 points for Smooth.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
It's stolen by Prez. Here's Smooth. Oh!
The horse, boy.
Yeah,
the horse,
some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Okay, boy.
They swipe it.
The horse, boy. Yeah, the horse. The horse, boy.
Wow. Timeout call.
The horse, boy.
And no doubt, coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything in the East right now stands. You look at Brooklyn. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out.
And right now for the Nets,
they've taken the lead by storm
this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want.
And
defensively, they are connected and on a string. Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Tries from 16.
No.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
It is not easy trying to keep DeAndre Jordan off the boards. His combination of length and determination so impressive.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. And Smooth is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
On defense, the Nets.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even
boy. No, I did not want to get the ball like that.
How much explosive scoring ability can come from the lead guard position. That is
quick double teaming. Oh my. Bro, that's the only way I can get steals by double teaming, bro. Yeah, he's taking tough shots.
This guy just can't find his rhythm. And you look at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Lays it up off the glass.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks. They need a bucket in a big way here.
Taking tough shots.
Westbrook missing again.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Jay, the pass to Smooth.
Reverse layup
on the layup. Smooth's got 28.
Yeah.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
Brooklyn in control.
Oh, please.
Boy.
And the powerful one-handed slam.
It's impressive. The level of domination at both ends.
You're
seeing the results.
Boy.
And Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
And Capella over to help. Smooth passes to Prez.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. It's Harden with the drive. Count the bucket. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
That's not no foul, bro. That's not no foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail
what
constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here's Rivers. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
What a sequence from Austin Rivers. That ball on the string, what a pretty dribble drive.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
The Rockets shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Outside Gordon. Cephalosha kicks to Harden. On the wing, Gordon. James covering. Shot clock at 5. Takes a 3. Rebounded by the Nets. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their...
Oh, goodness gracious.
How about that finish?
Oof. Wow.
Now Harden. Last game, 26 points.
Oh, they lost.
And that
they lost the Warriors.
Shooting 50%.
Lost.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere.
Yo,
nice play.
I can't wait for that game against the Warriors, bro.
Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Rivers. They double him with Rivers. Here's Jordan. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here is Harden. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot. There's Gordon with the 3. Jordan with the rebound. Some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Well, there's the king of the putbacks, right? Chandler devastating on the offensive glass.
Here's Smooth. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, just sloppy basketball in that first half. They just seem a little bit out of sync.
Danuel House has checked in for James Harden. And the Nets also making a change. Dinwiddie's checked in for Smooth. And finished off by Prez.
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like... possible, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean,
No
no
idea.
idea.
Look at his head right there.
Smooth checked in for Brooklyn. Rivers dishes to Cephalosha. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Rockets have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
Here's Smooth. Defended
With the
by
reverse.
Oh, nice there.
Kobe Bryant reverse swing, boy.
Love that.
He
And the
clean with it,
fans
boy.
got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. 46 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet
Oh,
little
look.
float. Rivers has got his second basket of the game.
How do you guard against that? I mean, Rivers showing the mastery on the teardrop floater.
Here's Smooth. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now.
Convert 3-point play, boy. I'm getting the 3 points the old-fashioned way, boy.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
The cheese out of here, boy. Get it out.
And here we go.
I'm gonna take over again, y'all. So y'all need to bring to come get
and finish off by Prez.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way
to
generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Back to Rivers. Feeds it to Cephalosha. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
You know, the coaching staff loves seeing this kind of playmaking from Austin Rivers, the willingness to share the basketball.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass. So important.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close.
The cheese out of here, boy.
At 35 points.
Eric
The
Gordon
scoring
with the
has been
half-court
tremendous, and they are
shot.
shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their key to winning.
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds.
Wow, bro. Eric Gordon.
Greg, nowadays it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league
Eric
now.
Gordon,
When you execute
half-court
really
shot.
look to attack, it puts the opposition
It's a
on their heels.
cheese. Perfect release.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
Rivers and Gordon make the backcourt. Cephalosha is out there with Chandler, and it's House in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
And with the signing of Durant and Irving, along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago after stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent. They're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Brooklyn shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Chandler. And it's Green in for Thabo Cephalosha. And then Kevin Durant comes in for James. And Irving subbed in for Prez.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on...
And another one!
And you know what him reaching 50 points means. He's moved up another spot.
Yep, the second spot, Greg, is his alone now for most 50-point performances in a year.
And with the 31st game of 50 points or more, he is now second on the 50-point list. Wilt had 30 games in the 63 campaign, but it's a long way to go to the top spot of 45.
It's tipped. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Smooth. And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA, really taking it to the opposition. The Rockets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Shot by Gordon, wide open. And it's Houston with another.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
And Brooklyn has possession. Here's Smooth, and he jams it with authority.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficient.
And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammates.
Rockets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. To the inside. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Green. And that's now 9 points for Eric Gordon. The Nets have gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. 2 points. That one goes.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the...
Wow. The pretty dunk brings down the house.
Gracious. Wait, does he know this is a real game? That's a dunk you do in your backyard.
Yeah, but you can't get on that highlight reel in your backyard.
This is part of the reason we watch, for players and moments like this. My goodness gracious, how great is that?
Here's Capella. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Here's Smooth. Good. He hits again. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Outside Gordon. Over in the corner, Green. 4 on the clock. Goes up on the wing, and he hits the jumper for 2. Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible to check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison. You know, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking the three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Here's Smooth. That's a great dunk.
He's an athletic freak.
Wow.
No.
Think you playing with me, boy?
Just see that.
Oh, yeah. I think he's been practicing, GA, that one.
I'll tell you, that is a little bit of effort and a lot of work. How about the energy in this building on that play?
And it's Westbrook missing. Brooklyn in control. Here's Smooth. And good. There's another.
Yo,
This game has his
Clint
name
Capella
written
didn't
all
jump.
over
He
it.
Greg, he's
trash.
been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. And yep, another basket. And there's 80 points.
Wow. Just wow. This guy right now on another level.
I'm gonna take over again. Y'all see, y'all
And
know
it's
the double team
Westbrook
coming
with the
in,
ball.
bro.
He brings it up for Houston.
Hey, boy.
And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans.
Horse, boy.
Submission. Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Harden surveying the D.
He got Prez ankles.
On the wing, Green.
Nope.
The Rockets with another miss.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Houston's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And Smooth is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's his second foul. Does he take a more cautious approach here the rest of the half?
The Rockets making a switch here. Just checked in.
Well, Russell Westbrook can make about any shot, and he's consistent at knocking down these particular looks.
From down in the low post, it goes.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Now here's Harden. There's the triple. Tucker can't get it to go. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Smooth. Here's James from the arc.
Slay. Oh, no, 2K. Ooh.
To the paint. Here's Jay.
No, 2K, bro.
And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Sefolosha. That is his first foul of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. And that one drops.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Here's Westbrook. Right through the D for the layup. Westbrook's got 4 points this quarter.
You get the sense that Russell Westbrook relishes contact. He is so physically strong.
With the reverse, with the Kobe Bryant reverse slam, boy.
A legendary performance.
We'll be talking about this one, Greg, for a long, long time. The Rockets have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got his third bucket of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And a wide open look for James. Off target from three-point range. Rockets shooting 47% from the floor since the end of the first quarter. Sefolosha misses.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose.
Westbrook with the bucket.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot.
Here's Smooth.
Whoa, what?
And the Rockets take it the other way. Westbrook with it. 32 points for him last game against Golden State.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated, trying to get a way to stop him. But how excellent a finisher at the rim. Chandler's length and timing still hard to match up with defensively.
And Harden comes to help. Here's James.
Oh my 2K. Let's go.
The Nets have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. First one falls for them.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Kevin Durant's checked in for Jay. And Prez is subbed in for Dinwiddie. Here's Westbrook. Yep, it counts. Westbrook's got 8 points in this quarter.
Man, they've been effective at getting the ball inside.
Smooth lays it up and banks it in.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Westbrook, no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Prez.
Oh my.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Westbrook kicks to Sefolosha, and the foul called on Prez. That's his first foul.
You did not have to foul, bro.
That's his first personal foul.
Westbrook passes to Harden.
Heck no, boy.
And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Brooklyn holding an unbelievable
110 to 46 is a score going into the
turnovers in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Kyrie. What were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
To come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort on both ends of the floor. At the end of the first quarter, they found themselves way out on top. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make.
They shoot 86% as a team, bro. 86% as a team, bro.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Smooth.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought
that's wow.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Smooth. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Jay. Then it's G, and it's Prez in at the 2.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Take it away. And they're on the break for the finish. And that one is hammered home.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively.
Turn to easy points.
Here's Westbrook.
Yeah, boy. That's a good defense.
Jay's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Splash.
Got it. Another basket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Here's Smooth. Uses both hands to slam it down.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Harden draws the double, and Smooth
boy.
That's his 3rd foul of the game. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Smooth.
Now into the lineup for the Nets. Kyrie Irving.
Outside Westbrook. Capella kicks to Harden, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea
why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Smooth checked in for Kyrie Irving. And here's Westbrook.
Get that cheese out of here, boy.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Green, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Third personal foul.
And thinking back to when Gerald Green first came into the league, oozing with athleticism, but really not much else. Now he's a completely different and better player than when he first arrived.
He's perfect from the line this time. And as amazing as Green was in his dunking as a younger player, he needed to grow as a player.
And the time he spent overseas, I think, really helped with his development and confidence. Came back to the NBA, and really since his return has been a great weapon off the bench for whichever team he's suited up for.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Boy, yet another missed opportunity here. Whatever they talked about at halftime, it's not working.
I'm gonna take over again, yo. See, yo. Hey, what?
Continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped
I'm
that
gonna
is
take
they're
over
getting
again,
it done
yo.
on
See, y'all
both
know
ends.
double team couldn't
Terrific
get murdered.
focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Oh.
Stolen by Tucker.
They go double team anyways, because I got my takeover.
And
so.
2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league, who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back three will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now. After an ugly 0 for 4 to start the half, they get one to fall.
There's the double team with West James, and he makes good on the layup. James has got his second bucket tonight.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Westbrook, and it's in there.
If Westbrook senses even a sliver of space, he is going to attack the cup.
Here's Smooth. Here's Jay. The Nets haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. The first one called. Houston making some changes. Daniel House has checked in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Rivers in for James Harden. And so Westbrook will bring it up for Houston. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Shoots off the step back. The rebound by the Nets. James has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Here's Westbrook.
Whoa. Dude.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer at home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
Count it.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Jordan sends it back.
Well, DJ, twice on the pipes. No, sir. Get it out of here.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during the season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. Players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Pass to Gordon. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Just 3 to shoot. And it's Westbrook again missing.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
The shot's good.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
The Rockets with another miss.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk. He's the leading scorer tonight, being aggressive, and so far, no one's found a way to slow him down.
Yeah, that one put him over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line. Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well, just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets.
Yeah, boy.
Jared Allen's checked
Bro,
in for
what?
DeAndre
Oh,
Jordan.
my.
Kevin Durant comes in for Jay.
This game is
and
noodle,
Spencer
bro.
Dinwiddie subbed in for Prez.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Here's Dinwiddie.
Trash, Dinwiddie.
And it's off from
Dinwiddie, you trash, bro.
The pass to Westbrook. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Westbrook's got 7 points here in this quarter.
This guy's so skilled at navigating to the interior, and when Russell Westbrook is that close, he's going to score.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
I'm going to take over me, yo, so y'all know the double team coming in, bro.
For Capella. Tavo Cephalosha subbed in for Danuel House. And then for Brooklyn, Jordan, he's checked in for Allen.
I don't know why you keep shooting the ball, bro. Trash.
Prez is subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And it goes down 2 points.
They are trying to close this out strong, and he's the man who's put you in this position.
Westbrook scanning the floor and hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track. Westbrook's got 24.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Smooth. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got his rebound in this one.
I made that. I just made that in the first quarter.
Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. He's got 26.
We know Westbrook has turned himself into a terrific jump shooter. Very difficult to contest his shots.
Beautiful Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Outside Gordon. Pass to Chandler. And here's Rivers. He's got 6. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Passes to Westbrook. No good on the triple. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Jay, the pass to Smooth. Throws it up high. Stolen. Nice job to up the alley-oop attempt there. James again.
He got James. He got Junior James leaning, bro.
He's made 4 baskets. Pulls up for 3. That's the 3-point bomb.
And the defense scattered all over.
He got Junior James leaning, though.
Finding the wide open 3.
Here's Westbrook. The Rockets again can't hit. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Smooth passes to James. Pass to Jay. Here's Smooth. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for 1 more at the line.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
I'm getting the 3 points to
he's forcing the issue, and that simply stated a terrific play.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. James Harden comes in for Rivers. Durant's checked in for the Nets. Kyrie Irving comes in for Prez. Harden's shot is off. And it's Durant with the ball. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take out the Timberwolves. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
Listen, this guy is far from just a scorer. Kevin Durant loves to share the basketball.
Too good, boy.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And he hits it and gets A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
When you allow good scores to get uncontested shots
I'm giving the 3 points to Old Fashioned,
you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Green is checked in for Houston. Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Irving passes to Jay. Down low. Now the feed to Allen. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Splash.
Step back to get it off. Irving's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Boy, Kyrie Irving shoots it with such extraordinary confidence, regardless of where he is on the court. This guy is one of the most dynamic scorers in the league.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
The Nets making a switch here. Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. James comes in for Kevin Durant. Prez is checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Smooth subbed in for Irving. Here's Smooth, and will count off on that one. And so it's Brooklyn with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Back to the action after this word. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Ben McLemore, Gerald Green out there with Clark. Then it's Harden. Then it's Nene in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And so they foul intentionally. Replay is always a good topic to talk about. Any changes, Doris, you'd like to see in the system or in the process?
Well, one of the beautiful things you have in the league is the opportunity in both Summer League and then also in your Development League is the opportunity to put things in place. For instance, a coach's challenge has been experimented with at both of those different levels. And now the coach's challenge will be adopted and employed in the NBA. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
And for Houston, they're shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. One-on-one fast break. Connects again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition.
I'm going to take over again, y'all. See, y'all know the double team coming in, bro.
Taking a hand on it, and here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
No good, unable to end this run. Brooklyn's gotten 2/3 of their 3-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter.
It's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
His production has been unbelievable, a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, one of the most well-liked commissioners in all worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is all
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Rockets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter.
Drains the
big.
Harden's got 10 points here in the second half.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
It's the big time gym, boy.
That's
the big time gym, boy.
That's right.
The big time gym.
Defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Big
Let's
time
see if that
gym, boy.
serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Launches a three. Rebound.
I'm taking 12 shots, boy.
Transition up the court
Taking 12 shots this quarter.
Banked in off the glass.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here is House. James covering. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
It's House outside. Prez with the rebound. Prez has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Buries it down low. Here's Clark. The pass to House. Nene down low. He's against Jordan. He gets that one.
Now, this is Nene's craft, right? He works inside, has a knack for getting it up and down.
And again, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Don't you draw, bro.
Harden's got 20.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
Pass to James. Here's Smooth. Releases from 15. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got 3 assists tonight. Harden kicks to Clark. Back to Harden for 3. Drills it from outside. Harden's got a pair of threes here in the 4th quarter for the Rockets.
I'll tell you, despite this guy's strong play in this period, they're still behind. Someone else has got to step up.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Smooth.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Well, this is what you're trying to do.
Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight, Greg. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
And the foul called
Oh,
on
quit fouling.
That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Boy, plenty of time left in the clock. He needs to keep his poise. That's his 4th foul now.
Nene with the bounce
back. About to get the steal, bro. Dang.
Here's Rivers.
Might not.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, January 15th of 2015 provided a special moment in NBA history. Austin Rivers made his debut for the Clippers guys, who were coached, of course, by Doc Rivers. That was the first time in history a father coached his son in an NBA game. What a special, special time.
It's up a 3. Jordan with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. And the shot goes in.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Houston's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the 4th. It's stolen by Prez. Here's Smooth.
360, boy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and
Prez got the steal.
Question, powered it down.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, I might take over the video, so y'all know the dope team coming in, bro.
Rivers looking over the floor.
Nope.
Kept alive by Houston. And here are the Nets. Here's Smooth, and he dunks it down.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Smooth. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement offensive they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force. You know, I like that recognition. He knows he's in rhythm, knows this is the time to give his team some punch.
And for Houston, they're shooting 44% in the 4th. The offense with some ups and downs.
Taking 2 shots.
Another miss by Houston.
Well, I love the determination, guys. It's simply not there for him right now.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a county win for Brooklyn.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching
a cat play with the nose.
They were able to do more or less
whatever they wanted.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Smooth.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy, in attack mode all evening.
McLemore, the pass to Nene. That's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for the Rockets. And a new group in for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Jay. Joe Harris is checked in for James. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Prez.
Well, if you are a modern NBA shooting guard, you have got to be able to shoot with range, and Austin Rivers knocks it down.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, I love how he absorbed the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for
Jared Allen. Like this video, man.
Comes in for
like and subscribe to the channel, turn the post notification bell so you never miss upload. Go follow me so you never miss upload, and go follow me on PS4, y'all. Antonio 1125. Antonio 1125 now.
Terrific teamwork, GA.
And subscribe to my second channel, Antonio Pins.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock.
I will see y'all in my next
rebound video.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Loose. I'll see y'all in my next video.
Yet another bucket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the...
Leo.